Security cameras in 2020 are everywhere. Not only do they provide great security for homes and places of work, but they're also a great resource for finding out the truth about strange occurrences that no person was there to witness, such as a bear trying to rob a marijuana dispensary. Or what about police officers in a major American city busted for toying with video camera footage? Today, we'll take a look at 10 weird things caught on security cameras. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to The Supreme, and click the notification bell for more lit content. Let's get rolling. Big time visitor. Brace yourself, folks, because if you didn't already know, things are about to get a little weird. We'll kick things off over in South Asia, where a popular hotel known as the Jetwing Yala in Sri Lanka had quite the visitor just a few years ago. And from what we've been able to gather, this type of thing isn't all that uncommon here. So back on March 3rd in 2017, a very unusual situation unfolded when a humongous elephant came strolling through the lobby of the hotel. Security cameras detail the big animal sniffing around, approaching desks, and doing its own little or big investigation. According to reports, the elephant frequently visited the establishment, but this was the first time that it actually went inside. Luckily, there wasn't a large, excitable crowd around to frighten the animal, as a big elephant going crazy inside of a building could probably end up being pretty messy. Wildlife takeover. With most of the free world under some sort of social restriction due to the pandemic stemming from COVID-19, lately there haven't really been that many people out in public areas. Because of that, certain places that are generally bogged down with human foot traffic, like malls, restaurants, parking lots, and more, have experienced another non-human kind of traffic that's actually a little refreshing to see. On March 31st in Llandudno, Wales, these images were taken when a herd of mountain goats descended upon the shut-in town. While these visits do sometimes take place during spouts of inclement weather, locals say lately they've been much more frequent. Later that week in East London, pictures of fallow deer, as many as 8 in a pack, could be seen relaxing in front yards of residential homes. Locals here claim that they're used to seeing the deers around different parks, but never have they witnessed them to be so bold as to take up residence so deep in the city. There are even toddlers on camera feeding the animals, an idea that us here at The Supreme don't necessarily suggest. And in Santiago, Chile, a much more ferocious creature was spotted. A pair of wild pumas, 1 week apart, were seen stalking the city at dusk, as its residents have succumbed to a mandated nighttime curfew, giving the apex predators free range to do what they pleased. Coyotes have been seen walking the streets in Toronto as the entire world all learns how to live a little differently because of everything going on. Naughty delivery driver. We'll keep things moving, and up next I've got to apologize. This footage is disgusting. As the world continues to live with our new normal, a focus of personal hygiene, personal space, and the avoidance of people's germs has come to the fronts of most people's minds. With that said, it seems as if our public servants, those who work in jobs and careers that put themselves directly in the face of the general community, should be held to a bit of a higher standard, right? At least that's what I'd hope for. Check out this disturbing footage that shows a delivery driver spitting on his hand and then smearing it all over the delivered package. How disgusting is that? The doorbell camera captured the footage at a home in Los Angeles, and of course the folks in the neighborhood were outraged. The driver was ultimately fired for this heinous act. Very scary. Our next security footage comes from Colorado, where back in July of 2019, some more scary wildlife footage was captured. This time around, it isn't a global pandemic that has the wild animals getting eerily close to residential neighborhoods, but rather more than likely simply just hunger. Check it out. A bear in Lyons, Colorado. Yeah, I said a bear in Lyons was seen attempting to rummage through a dumpster outside of a marijuana dispensary. Now, in Colorado, they must be used to this sort of thing because the dumpster was locked down with a bear-proof lock, so the creature decided to take the dumpster home. Check this out. So apparently, Cheeseburger, which was the name of the bear given to him by the employees at the smoke shop, only got it 20 or 30 yards down the street. How crazy is this for folks that live out in Colorado? Busted. We'll stray from the wildlife for a few minutes and go a different direction. In a story posted by several news outlets back in December of 2019, in New York City, a pair of brothers were arrested for possessing 40 pounds of cocaine during a raid at a store in Queens. However, there were some issues with the evidence. For starters, all the tests from the lab and done during the field came back negative for cocaine, which would be an issue if you're accusing someone of having illicit drugs. But then, and what's even more disgusting, is the footage that shows New York City police officers destroying a security camera that was set up in the store. That doesn't seem so legit to me. And the thing is, the brothers spent more than a month in jail for this alleged crime. At the moment, Internal Affairs has started investigating the officers involved. Rare group. And just like that, we're back to showing off wildlife. Because, well, why not? Besides, wildlife is dope. Before the pandemic really settled into the United States, in mid-January of 2020 out in Pioneer, California, a very rare scene occurred. Surveillance footage caught a group of 5 mountain lions, an animal that very famously enjoys living a solitary life, on camera, all traveling together. A somewhat scary sight for sure, no doubt. Experts say that this is likely a mother with her offspring, though they don't believe that all 5 of the infants are from the same litter. Either way, 5 mountain lions traveling together looking for food can certainly be a heart-stopping moment for anyone who comes across them. Cat fight. So check it out. Animals are amazing, so we'll just keep up with that theme. The next bit of footage comes from a Highland Park neighborhood in Los Angeles. What you're about to see is remarkable. A house cat named Max was outside of his comfortable home one evening, just trying to take in a breeze. Before he knew it, he was surrounded by not 1, not 2, but 3 wild coyotes who were all looking for an easy meal. And Max was showing them that he'd be anything easy on that night. As the 3 wild animals kept trying to close in on it, Max stood his ground, even lashing out at them and forcing them to back away. Crazy, right? He stood them off long enough for his owner to hear the activity from inside and then rush out to scare the animals from harming her beloved pet. Now, I don't know about how many times a cat has scared away 3 wild coyotes, but hey, at least on this day, it was successful. UFO? So it wouldn't be a strange security footage video without talking about at least one UFO, which is of course an unidentified flying object usually assumed to be some sort of flying alien machine. In Cathedral City, California, Douglas Benefield was working as a security guard during the overnight hours for a construction site, and one day something on the CCTV camera bugged him out. Check it out. What the heck do you think that was? That strange light there in the corner. Is it possible that this is an alien aircraft? Benefield says that he's watched the video dozens of times and still can't figure it out, so he shared it with the internet. What do you think it could be? What more classic way to follow up a UFO sighting than with, a Bigfoot? This time around, it was traffic camera footage that reveals what some say is a large, ape-like figure walking on 2 feet. The video was captured in Washington State, where a spike in Bigfoot, or Sasquatch sightings, took place at the top of 2020. The shots were taken by the Sherman Pass webcam location, and reps say that there have been several strange incidents recorded by that specific camera. But look at this particular footage again. Do you really think that this could be the notorious Bigfoot? Non-smoking section. And for our final clip of the day, we may have the dumbest person in America. Wait, that didn't come out correctly. I meant to lead with no offense. Okay, so no offense, but up next, we may have the dumbest person in America. Okay, so get this. A man in Tennessee earlier this year was in court for a simple marijuana possession charge. But what he did just before he actually spoke to the judge may have you scratching your head. Spencer Boston, the defendant in this case, takes out a joint and lights it up right in the middle of the courthouse. Now, some would say that what Spencer did was highly disrespectful. Others will contest that the overall legalization of marijuana, what Spencer Boston claims he was advocating for with his stunt, is an issue worth fighting for, and apparently going to jail for as well. So it turns out that CCTV cameras and security cameras can come in handy for several different things. Like sometimes it can show us how wildlife is, well, awesome. Other times it can show us how silly some humans really are. Thanks for hanging out with the Supreme. We'll see you soon.